binabati naman natin mga kaibigan natin sa Bicol region at saka Upper North, Ilocos region. Magandang gabi po sa inyo sa mga kayo naroon sinusundan ng vintage coverage. At narito po ang starting lineup. Solis, Distrito, in the backcourt. Saldana starts off, Asaytono and Harris for Swift. San Miguel goes with Travis and Agustin, Polistico, Caidic, and Peng. The referees for this game on your screens. That's me and Dr. J, of course. Referee Dios has the basketball. Referee Chu is the other official, and who can miss? Tito Varela. We have an early jump, a violation, and we're going to have the basketball going to Swift. First possession.
Well, Swift must have been studying San Miguel's lineup because they did not start off with... They started off with Terry Saldana instead of Saldi Realubit, and so obviously they want Realubit to come off the bench. Isolation play there for Harris. No success.
San Miguel with its first touch of the ball. Travis on a very fast clip.
It's funny that you can see on the very first play how Travis keeps on flying. In contrast to the game that we saw earlier, except they were so tired in the end game, they couldn't get up into the air anymore.
Of course, that game went into extension. Finally, Pepsi, mukhang nagiging kontrapelo na Santa Lucia. Winning 96-94, we were tied at the overtime for overtime. Yes, that's right, at 87 all.
An 18-second shot clock here for the Swift Mighty Meaties. Harris trying to go through the corners, has Agustin in front of him.
Down to 11 seconds, Asaytono has a short stab, but not a clear view of the hoop. Solis sends it to Saldana, tries to shake up Tang, but Tang sticks to him. Ball still not on the turf of Swift. 16 on the shot clock. Solis triple. No, sir. Ice cold offense for Swift here in the early goings. Travis quickly to Tang. Bobbled, could have traveled there. Turns instead, scores.
San Miguel off to a good start. Their defense working for them, forcing some poor shot selections on the part of the Swift Mighty Meaties, and they have a 4-point lead.
We were also a bit delayed as far as the start of the second game was concerned because they were trying to fix up and mend the basket which Swift is using right now, which needed some repair work after what happened in the first game.
You can see it's quite delayed. You're probably wondering if it just came home. 8-5, 8-7. Game's just starting. First 2 points of the ball game for Swift coming from Harris. He has a 3-point play on that foul on Kenny, I think.
Yes, you're right. It's on Travis, his first personal, as you mentioned. 10:39 to go. San Miguel Beer with the early lead of 4-3 now.
Well, Kenny, Travis, and Harris have met each other last year, so they know each other quite well, especially on what are the capabilities of one. I think Travis has improved, and Harris himself would like to get his 3-point shot back, which he displayed last year.
Exactly. He has not scored it with the same ferocity as he did last year. Meanwhile, Allan Caidic's first attempt goes for naught. Distrito, the destroyer's attempt, no siree. Alvin Tang takes care of hollering that rebound, and it's safely in San Miguel's hands.
You can see there's a little pressure being felt by Swift early here, Seth. They're missing some shots that are very easy for them ordinarily, no? We have bump foul there called on Rudy Distrito against the driving Agustin.
First personal foul. So a bit of tension has been observed by Dr. J on the part of Swift. San Miguel, however, on the other hand, just 4 points on the board, 2 minutes going by. Agustin receives off the inbound. Travis unloads a 3. This one rimming out. Also, Swift looks like they want to slow things down, at least here at the early stages.
Well, they know the Beermen are a fast team coming back in transition, so if you have really no fast break attempts, why force it? Distrito with a 3-point shot. Still nothing for him.
9:39 to play. Here's Alvin Tang down the baseline. He loves that part of the floor. Off the rebound. No, it's a traveling violation. Argument from San Miguel is that it might have touched the board.
If it touched the board, then it's legitimate, did it? If it did not, then he has no right to pick it up closer to the basket. That would have been a good call, a traveling violation.
Hard to tell from that slow-mo replay.
From our angle,
yes. Downstairs we go to the Bulls. Offensive foul. first on Nelson Asaytono, second on the team.
In that play, if you see it in slow-mo, you'll appreciate the presence of Polistico. That's what he's in there for, to make it difficult for Asaytono. I thought he was going to be called for the traveling violation, but instead, I think the push with the shoulder came first, and that's what the referee saw.
9 minutes, 6 seconds remain in the opening quarter. Here's Travis dancing the cha-cha with Solis. When does he unload? Now. The triple goes.
It's now a 7-3 count in favor of the Beermen. Remember, they are going for the first final slot outright. No?
Yes, they carry a card of 11-4. They had some anxious moments, especially in the first round of the semifinals phase. Saldaña has a bucket. Ball game reads 7-5 in favor of the Beermen with 8.5 minutes remaining.
Here's another player that has improved in the last few games. Terry Saldaña's game has improved vastly, and that's why he's been given some playing time. Harris trying a steal there.
Alvin Tang, rather ungainly and off balance of that attempt. Seemed to be limping after that sequence, but he signals the bench he's okay. The foul on that last play was on Solis, his first.
3 team fouls already called against the Swift Mighty Meaties, one against San Miguel Beer, Sev. 8 minutes and 22 seconds left in the first quarter. Short shot there for Alvin Tang.
Tang has been averaging 13 points, 7 rebounds per outing for San Miguel Beer. An area where he can possibly improve on is his free throw shooting, only 63% from there.
And he proves you right by missing both. Although they get another crack, 3-point attempt by Agustin, all net. So San Miguel has had the benefit of 2 3-point shots already here in this first few minutes of the game. Nice breaking and a good block there by Polistico, but there was a foul on number 10, Alvin Tang.
First on Tang. Counting the team fouls, San Miguel Beer now has 2. The Mighty Meaties have been charged with 3, as we have Rudy Distrito, who will be on a close-up. No, he was not. He's going, there he is, on a medium shot for all of you.
Distrito obviously would like to get going from the free throw line. As you take a look at the what we call the franchise and El Presidente, Fernandez.
He was watching the first game, the dying seconds of the overtime in the vintage room earlier, doing a play-by-play of his own there, together with Bong Ravena. 10-7 is the count. Interesting, Mon in one of the publications has announced that last year would be his last year here in the PBA.
Next year, you mean?
Yes. Caidic's attempt does not hit the target. Asaytono embraces the basketball.
An opportunity now for Swift to come closer, but again, see, Seb, they're slowing down the game, no? If you notice.
Yes. Harris, nothing inside. They scramble for it. It's on the line. It will stay with Swift. 10-7 is our score. San Miguel is in front with 7:36 to go. The Mighty Meaties carrying a 10-6 card.
And they have 2 games left against San Miguel, and the other one will be against the Pure Foods Tender Juicy Hot Dogs.
That's coming on Friday. Allan Caidic with a feathery touch of that steal, but he passed it to the wrong man. Saldaña, runner.
You know, if the Mighty Meaties win this game, they already assure themselves also of a playoff by getting to 11. Because, you know, Santa Lucia can only get to 11, so can Pure Foods possibly, or maybe even Pepsi. So, you know, this game is so important for both teams. And I think especially for the Hot Dogs. And we'll have a case of illegal defense called against Swift.
Nelson Asaytono trying to explain his side of the matter. It's a warning against the Mighty Meaties occurring at the 6:54 mark of this first quarter. Beermen have a 1-point lead. Caidic performs the sideline inbound. Performs the shot, but it's an air ball.
Way off.
Rushed it, Dr. J?
Well, that's usually a good play for Allan Caidic. Make him throw in, give off a handoff, and he usually can get off a good shot. But this one, I think, was bothered a little bit by the outstretched arms of the defender.
Yes. Harris whips it over to Distrito. Swing slap, goes right, faces the basket. He was in the clear.
See what those 2 free throws can give you after missing some easy shots, including a layup, getting points. Now he gets the confidence for himself.
Yes, indeed. 4 points for Distrito. And Swift gains the upper hand, 11-10. 6:20 remaining.
Agustin did not use the double high post screens given him, and now they have to go to another play with 8 seconds left. Another long one. Not this time.
Opportunity for Swift to boost it 6-0 run as of now. But Harris says, let's take things nice and easy. Okay, one guess on who's coming in. Applause is in the background.
You can bet cash money on what it is. Bet that. Kicking on the part of Caidic will mean a setting of the shot clock to 25 seconds. And before Samboy can come in, Seb will have that timeout.
Dr. J and yours truly, Seb Sarmenta, return with a vintage coverage of the PBA after these. Action resumes. Tony Harris has a pirouette. It goes for naught. 11-10, Swift in front by a point. Samboy Lim, first attempt, first basket.
You can always count on him when you start a fast break. When he comes from the wings and you don't have big men there to defend, Samboy will just go by and use his strength against you. Low post play for Harris where he was not successful earlier.
Distrito nearly losing control there.
San Miguel trying to scramble its defense back. Long one by Distrito.
Oh, Asaytono really skying there.
But he did not make the mistake of rebounding with one hand. You have to see he rebounded with two hands before putting it up back with one. No?
Turnover this time, Dr. J. Solis interrupting the path of Kenny Travis. Asaytono trying to drill it inside, parts everybody away. It's in the hands of Distrito. Tony Harris is begging for it outside, but Saldana is in possession. Saldana, stab, no. Samboy, airborne. San Miguel with an opportunity to gain the upper hand, and almost had it.
Three-point attempt on the part of Travis was in and out. 13-12 is the concept. Swift on top by 1. 4 minutes and 35 seconds left. First quarter of play.
So far, the Beermen have hit 2 rainbow connections in the first quarter. Here's Harris. Slow, deliberate, methodical so far, but he pulls up and scores.
Agustin trying to draw the charge since there was no call. He just allowed an easy attempt there for Tony Harris.
Which is exactly the sentiment of Coach Norman Black as he talks to the official along the sideline. But that play will just go by us. Travis, meanwhile, in possession, starts his drive. Ooh, knocked away. And there's going to be a trip, however, to the free throw line.
Well, Distrito already had committed a foul. What Harris did here was to make sure that there would be no three-point play here for Travis, you know, by blocking the shot.
Pumarin steps in for Renato Agustin, coming in with 4 minutes and 3 seconds remaining in this first quarter of play. Again, if you just arrived home, don't be surprised, don't be shocked. We are still in the first quarter at this hour. We had an overtime game in the first game. We had a slight delay earlier. Pepsi emerging victorious against Santa Lucia, 96-94.
In overtime, no, Seb. So
yes.
The first time that Santa Lucia has lost in overtime in the semifinals. Remember their triple overtime victory over the Beermen. Ives Lignadice, Seb, has come into the ball game to replace Doc Polistico. Travis asking for the ball to be wiped. He felt that it was quite slippery.
Yes. People beginning, especially the vintage crew and a lot of the PBA loyal followers here, how come overtimes always happen on a Tuesday? Well, who knows, really? Just happens.
Tuesday, yeah.
Asaytono probes inside. Saldana backtracking, backpedaling, lost his balance, ended up with a foul.
Loose ball foul there on Saldana against Deng. Seb, I think I know the answer. Because if you go overtime on Tuesday, you'll be very close to 10:30, 11 o'clock. After 12 o'clock, just go straight to Baclaran. Or church.
Ayos, you know, you start
Quite
day
near.
rate. Yep.
Oh, there are a lot of devotees to that.
Yes. Who do go at 12 midnight. Travis, meanwhile, pulls up. Not a clear shot for him.
After a good start, San Miguel's scoring has really tapered off now. But their defense has held on, and there's Harris being fouled and having a three-point play coming up for himself.
Alvin Tang committing his second personal foul. The Beermen have been charged with 3 team fouls, Swift with 5. Just about ready to enter the ball game for the first time tonight is Don Ramon Fernandez, pulling out Tang.
Well, it's almost always that you see that kind of substitution pattern for San Miguel. If any of the starting 5 players do not play well, they come out. If they get 2 personal fouls, usually they come out even earlier. So it's been a constant for them. Yes. Harris trying to finish off another 3-point play. He has 8 in the ball game. They now have a 5-point lead.
With 3 minutes and 19 seconds remaining. Transformaran up against Distrito. Dignadisa trying to provide the shield. Travis is inside, no pass. No clear pass available. Samboy Lim gets it back from Ramon, goes up, strips of possession, goes the other way. Touched last by Bierman.
That's right. Well, San Miguel has made a complete change of its local lineup from the starting 5 unit. Swift has elected to stay with its original 5, and they have managed to take a 5-point lead now.
Whereas they were down by 5 earlier.
Well, you know, that's just part of the start of the game.
Yes, indeed. Harris trying to brush aside the defensive hand of Travis. Solis straight off the 3, but bouncing out.
Well, Travis trying to take charge here by bringing the ball down. He's met high by Solis, and he's calling for an isolation play for himself.
Travis. Shot clock is cutting down now to 8. He unloads a 3. Unlucky with those 3s.
That's not the best shot selection. You put yourself under pressure by holding the ball too much, and then you have to shoot a 3-point shot with 6 or 5 seconds left in your shot clock. Good block there by Travis.
Juan Fernandez with a safety tap. Samboy dribbling problem. Distrito, good ball fake, left-handed stab. San Miguel Beer, they want to discuss things. This is Vintage Enterprises continuing coverage of the PBA games. Vintage Enterprises celebrating its 15th year this year, well as its 12th season of covering the PBA games. Seb Sarmenta here with Dr. J.
We have a substitution for the Swift Mighty Meaties to open up the second quarter. They have Ria Lubit coming into the ball game for Saldana. San Miguel stays with the lineup that finished the first quarter.
After a sluggish start, slow start if you will, Swift finally picked up its game and ended up on top of the score at the end of the first quarter. Travis, this is not a wrestling match. They end up in a lock there.
Tony Harris committing his first personal foul. 2 free throws coming up here for Kenny Travis.
Lots of people here tonight.
We are in the last week of the semifinals, barring any playoffs, which the possibility is quite big at the moment.
Still difficult to call the 2 teams that will make it eventually to the finals. People are beginning to concoct different combinations, Dr. J.
Well, I would like to do that, but I'm not a bartender.
You ain't no Tom Cruise?
If I were, I wouldn't be here.
You'd be in Hollywood, Dr.
I wouldn't be here, baby.
30 seconds going by us here.
San Miguel coming up with a trapping defense to try to throw off track the half-court offense of Swift. Swift employing a lot of one-on-ones, and then when they get into trouble, then they release those drop passes, as in this case.
Allan Dignadise, we're already set for our PBA TV trivia quiz. Our second question. Aside from life imprisonment, what are the penalties for a deliberate foul call? Now, kidding aside, what are the penalties for a deliberate foul call?
Well, that was changed this year, no? That's what we want the answer for as Ria Lubit makes his first free throw. There are some heavy penalties to try to, you know, take it away from players committing deliberate fouls. Norman Black biting his fingernails. Nothing will be left after this game. And we have Meneses about to go to the scorer's bench.
Hey, Norman, I know a good guy who does a very good manicure.
22-17, a 5-point lead. Almost a minute gone by here. Another pick and roll play. That left him wide open, but he missed that one.
How many has he attempted from the field, Dr. J?
Well, Travis has had a lot of shots here. He has only converted 2, and one of them was a 3-point shot. It's like 2 out of 7 for him from the outside.
So not exactly the hottest of clips for...
Not at the moment. Not at the moment.
Okay. Samboy Lim. Offensive foul. That was clear. They couldn't apply the brakes right away.
Meneses is now coming in for Distrito. Take a look at this. Samboy is a guy who favors going to the right a lot. No? And if he gets that first step on you, you're gone. But here, he tries to go left a little bit, tries to shift back where Harris has established position. And look at this. Both teams are shooting so poorly. Swift is in the lead purely because it has 10 more attempts than what San Miguel had in the first quarter of play.
Interesting situation there, as you were discussing there, that particular point. The ball hitting referee Varela, but as always, keep in mind, the official is part of playing court.
As long as he's on the live court. If that was outside, then that ball would have been outside already. If he had been stepping out of the live court. Okay, Caidic has come back into the ball game, replacing Samboy. Set up job here for Allan. It won't fall for them.
A tight lid on the San Miguel basket. Harris, his dribble. They're trying to interrupt it. Harris, three, yes!
All of a sudden, they have a 8-point lead now with 2 minutes gone by in this quarter. 25-17 is the count.
Short range, connection, Travis. Well, if it doesn't work from afar, bring it in.
Ramon still has a lot of good passing in his body, and he, as you can see in that play, he brought the ball up and saw the flashing Kenny Travis, got the ball to him very quickly for the easy play. Another three-point attempt by Harris.
This time it bounces out. Travis brings it towards the middle aisle. Kamikaze drive. No, nothing there. Imports down on the floor. Vergel Meneses. Layup. No, sorry, loose ball foul. Asaytono.
Number 11, Asaytono. On Dignadice.
Huh? Yes.
Yes.
Oh, I did not see the other finger of referee Chua. I thought it was 11. So checking that, it's going to be on Dignadice, his second.
Art de la Cruz about to come into the ball game here, replacing Ives. Dignadice.
Offensive shot with both sides, sleeping just a bit here. There have been several misses. Asaytono with that spin of it, he is clipped.
A foul, early foul here by Art de la Cruz. Who has said San Miguel is a team that plays tough defense. It likes to limit the other team's scoring in order to be able to come up with victories. Swift is not that kind of a team, but I think it has learned that if they want to win here in this conference, they've also got to play defense and not try to outscore the other team. Look at what happened to them to Santa Lucia. They tried to go to 148 points to 142. That's not defense, trying to outshoot each other.
Meanwhile, we have Nelson Asaytono on the line. Travis is pursuing his case with referee De Dios in the backcourt.
Because there should have been a call there, I think, whether a charging or a blocking foul. Harris was not directly underneath the basket, so there should have been no let go in that case. I agree that something should have been called.
26-19, 9 minutes, 3 seconds left. San Miguel on the offense. Travis nails the three, his second.
Well, Sev, that's his second out of 6 attempts, so he's still 33% from that range. No?
It transforms this game into 26-22. The high toss ending up in Asaytono's hands, but there was a foul committed. De La Cruz, 2 quick ones on him.
In a space of about 30 seconds. No? And we have Rudy Distrito coming back in for Al Solis. 4-point lead here for Swift.
With 8:44 remaining, something that might work against the Beermen here is the fact that they have 5 deep fouls. Swift with 1, Asaytono. That's the 16th foul.
And, you know, without Peng and Dignadice or a Polistico who are big players there, Swift is trying to pound the inside courtesy of Nelson Asaytono.
Excellent point, Dr. J. Of course, Juan Fernandez not exactly the widest of bodies.
And, you know, he's only coming out to help, no? So the momentum is already on the side of Asaytono. If you also notice, Swift is shooting on their side right now. Possibly, you know, during a toss going there, San Miguel might have elected to want to play it that way, no? Usually that happens in the second half when a team shoots on its side.
Allan Caidic, shifty move, shakes up the defense. Oh, great move by Caidic.
That's why I've always felt that he plays much taller than he is, because Allan is, although he's thin, he's about 6'1 and a half, 6'2. When he gets in there, He has a lot of tricky moves, you know. That's a move for a power forward, actually, when you get down there. But he knows a lot of kind of shots. And so he's able to get some points from the inside.
That's a valuable lesson for all those kids and teenagers who are into the game. It's fun to shoot, but sometimes the defense can claw you. Really have to come up with a variety of moves in your arsenal, like many of the PBA players do have in the PBA. Caidic,
Splitting his charities.
6-point lead for the Vitamin Pack Mighty Meaties of Swift. 8:18 to go. 16 fouls against the Beermen, 2 against Swift. Foul called.
Allan Caidic picking up another foul. First personal. And that is already the 17th foul called against the Beermen with still 8 minutes and 13 seconds in the second quarter.
Sitting down is Franz Pumara, and Agustin is back in the game. Also sitting down, it will be Ramon. Fernandez. Robocop is back in harness. Harris can't shake off Travis, sends it to Vergel. Meneses. Villalubit tried to brush aside Alvin Tang. This offensive pattern has 10 seconds to go. Meneses, board attempt. Villalubit overshooting.
Swift has really pounded the boards well, especially the offensive boards. They had 10 in the first quarter. Allan missing a three-point shot. But that is not a big lead at all. 29-23, second quarter of play.
We are having a dry season on both ends of the floor.
Maybe it was ominous when that there's something that happened to that goal on that side.
Caidic with his second foul. Shooting situation or not, it will mean 2 charities. As Dr. J mentioned earlier, San Miguel entering the penalty at the 8:13 mark of this second period. San Miguel Beer so far hitting 4 of 8 free throws. On the other hand, Swift missing only 1 in the game.
Vergel is averaging close to 14 points a ball game, but there have been games that he has been completely cold, you know. His 13.8 points includes a high of 22-point production as we take a look at some of the officials of the PBA and of course of Vintage. No?
Kala ko lumipat na si Ronnie na...
No, not yet. Ronnie Marquez, Ray Marquez, we have RN, Ronnie Tanos, and of course Executive Director Jun Bernardino. 31-23 here, 8-point lead.
I thought it was next month's cover for GQ.
The way they're all dressed out.
Yes. 7:18 to go. Travis can't shake off Distrito. Distrito dropping to the deck. Look at Asaytono hug the basketball.
That's why he has played without relief. Asaytono, despite not being able to score well, has done a great job of rebounding for his team.
7 defensive rebounds, 2 off the offensive glass. Harris.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, you did.
And it seems like Travis was hurt in that play too.
San Miguel Beer is down by 10. Swift putting on a mighty job of distancing itself. 6:53 to go. We'll be back. We welcome all of you back to the second quarter of this game. 6:44 remaining. A 10-point lead by Swift. Art de la Cruz with a good move downstairs. He drew a foul there.
Good pump fake on the part of De La Cruz, gets that third personal foul of Asaytono.
Mr. Joey Concepcion is back at the Coliseum. We haven't seen him for quite a while.
Well, I understand he had a trip to the States. He just came recently, and Nelson Asaytono now in foul trouble.
Art de la Cruz. Mr. Joe Concepcion, we haven't seen him for a while also. I was asking Mr. Elmer Yanga about them. We haven't seen the Concepcions for a while at the Coliseum. Well, they've had different business concerns both here and abroad. And there are quite a lot of them. A score of 33-25, 6:33 remaining. Seth Sermenta working with Dr. J at the foul. Illegal D. Tang saying, not me, then who? No else but you, says the official.
Warning on San Miguel Beer, 10 for illegal.
Just a warning on the Beermen.
Well, the Swift Mighty Meaties had been called for that kind of violation earlier. It was in the first quarter. So both teams have been given a warning now. Subsequent violations will merit technical foul shots for the opposing team.
6 minutes and 20 seconds remaining as we step out of the inbound off that illegal defense call. 13 on the shot clock of Swift Distrito. It refuses to drop inside. Here's Renato Agustin burning hardwood with 6 minutes to go. The shot, difficult one, on the run. Vergel Meneses takes it rather lazily. Then he accelerates. Then he scores.
Travis found himself all alone at home there in that last play. Agustin having been the one who penetrated earlier, he just was late for defense.
Vergel throwing off the defense there with a deceptive move, his first field goal of the evening. Caidic, Agustin, good drive.
Those are three good shooters there for San Miguel. You're talking of Travis, then there's Caidic and Agustin, and they've spaced themselves out properly for a good shot selection.
Inside action. Yeah, Lubit. 5 minutes and 7 seconds remaining. Swift has a 10-point lead. Here's Kenny Travis. Agustin touches it last.
Besides, even if they got the ball, there was going to be about 3 seconds left on their shot clock. Probably would not be able to throw up a good shot. Distrito is now being replaced by Solis.
Meanwhile, the Swift buzzer is going haywire there. The timeout buzzer, that is. No timeout called. Anyway, 37-27 is our count. Swift is in front. Rebound foul.
Pushing called on Saldi Lubit. It's a funny thing that you can see that the crowd is reacting because Lubit is 6'6", maybe 6'5.5", and Agustin is about, 5'8", 5'9". He didn't have to push him. All he had to do was jump, and he would be able to get the ball over Agustin's head.
Maybe just tiptoe.
Why did he have to push him?
Yes.
That's the thing. Hopes there going to be a foul there.
Travis sandwiched.
Foul on Solis.
Solis giving up his second personal foul. 5 on Swift as a team. 4 minutes and 30 remaining. Some fast break points.
Big in favor of Swift, 11-2, Seb. And you can see that it's controlled because on many instances when they see San Miguel's defense coming back, they don't attempt at all any fast break plays.
Correct. Allan Caidic. Agustin.
3 passes, but no shot.
No fast break possibilities and opportunities for San Miguel, as you saw on the graphic earlier. Caidic is watching over Meneses. Of course, they used to be teammates. Solis is an open man.
Well, he saw that. Harry saw that play.
Here's Travis. 37-29 with 3:40 to go.
Well, that breaks a long silence of scoreless games for both of the teams. It was 37-27 for quite a while there.
Finally, the dry spell brought about some rain. Harris. That move doesn't work for Lubit. Gets a finger roll inside. He has 6 points.
San Miguel has done a very poor job on boxing out or defensive rebounding, and we're going to see at halftime what the stats are for offensive rebounds for Swift is here in the first half.
Norman Black visibly concerned doing the box outs signal, yes. Caidic straight. True from Triple B.
3 points.
Number 1 from that distance, Allan Caidic's favorite turf.
And probably not the last 2.
His average is about 4 or 5 per game.
Remember, he's the record holder. 3-point attempt by Solis, who has not been getting that shot going for him. Good save by Agustin. And an easy fast break point now for San Miguel.
A rarity considering the way the game has gone so far.
And they have cut the lead down in half from a high of 10.
That's right.
It's down to 5 now.
Yes, with 2 minutes 25 to go. Cut by Meneses, pulling up. Tad short. Travis, another fast break opportunity for the Beermen. Art de la Cruz, Agustin, you take it. Yang Yao has seen enough. This necessitates a timeout. 2:11 to go. Here at the Astro, Dr. J, you were telling our viewers earlier, if you haven't seen the scoreboard, where have you been all this year? Well, you haven't seen the adrenaline in action live. You've been missing 3/4, just 3/4 of your life.
Well, after that 7-0 run, the timeout called by Yang Yao produced 2 points from Saldi Riolube. It was 8 in the ballgame. Caidic with a 3-point shot, another bullseye.
Music to the ear of San Miguel fans, huh?
And you know, that's a good setup job. Travis pretends to drive, and then what you get is an easy attempt there for Allan Caidic. Solis himself has been struggling from that area in this ballgame.
Tang is on him. Solis nearly beating Tang there with some quickness. We're down to 1:10. Chance for San Miguel to pull across. They were down by as much as 10. Agustin, finger roll.
What Swift has not done is take advantage of the penalty situation that San Miguel found itself in early. Okay, they called for a blocking foul. That's number 3 on him, and that will send Tony Harris to the free throw line.
The radio panel in a state of nervous anticipation as to whether they would be bumped again the other night. They got their bath, Dr. J.
Allan Caidic is now being replaced here by Samboy Lim. Caidic contributing 6 points from the 3-point territory in that run of theirs.
Yes, as you mentioned, that third personal foul, something they don't want him to increase on Allan Caidic. That is coming up, and Goya knickknacks at the break, and we're going to flash a graphic. Oh, not, yes, we are. Jericho Dinera's birthday bash and the feature on my son. No. You gotta be kidding. Romnick Sarmenta will be our guest.
Not that old. She got married at 11.
Oh, that was a long romantic time ago, Dr. J. Renato Agustin. Rebound, ooh, he took it away.
And a loose ball foul on Harris there as he tried to knock the ball out of the hands of Agustin. But only his second personal foul and the 6th team foul called against Swift.
(43-41). Swift still in the lead. San Miguel hoping to pull abreast here. Travis begging for it inside, and that's going to be Swift's 7th team foul.
It's a good play there by San Miguel, something that they don't usually do. Instead of waiting outside on the part of Kenny, he went into the low post because he had a mismatch. Pass there to Agustin, he doesn't get it to fall.
So many people collapsing on him there. That last play brought about the 3rd personal foul of Al Solis. So 26 seconds remain here. Meneses, oh, great pass to Riolube, but he pops it. Bothered by De La Cruz, he reverses.
He has 10 in the ball game, so he has really done a great job here for Swift.
You know, sometimes on television, Riolube can be really deceiving. He has some very crafty moves inside. Can throw you off completely, and he has strength. Make no mistake about that. Travis nails it.
Not enough time.
Oh, not enough time indeed. So this first half comes to an end with Swift in front 45. Oh, keep in mind, just 32 days before Christmas, ladies and gentlemen. But Christmas might not be in the minds of these players right now. Of course, they would like to play in a championship, which I would call the Christmas championship of the PBA. San Miguel Beer and Swift. Ball game reads Swift in front 45-43. We welcome you to the second half.
Not a very high-scoring ball game, but San Miguel did manage to come back from a 10-point deficit. Despite some very poor statistics, their shooting from the 3-point territory was all right, though.
You were talking about the offensive rebounds in towards the end of the first half. How did both teams fare there?
That hurt the Beermen because Swift had 11 offensive rebounds compared to 3, and that's why Swift had 11 more attempts than San Miguel. And San Miguel also had 8 errors compared to only 4 turnovers on the part of the Swift Mighty Meaties.
Harris trying to gain momentum there, draws the double team quickly to Choi Estrada, who's on the floor for the very first time tonight. 12 seconds remaining in the sequence for Swift. Joy with a cut. Here's Nelson Asaytono, unloads a three. Yes!
Well, Nelson has really played well in this ball game. When he went out with 3 personal fouls, that's when San Miguel also began to make its comeback here. Back to a 5-point lead here for Swift, the biggest being 10 points in this ball game.
Asaytono with 9 points. We are going to start keeping track of the fact that he is 29 points away from making 5,000.
Quite fast also.
Yes, indeed. Travis facing the basket, drawing nothing.
That's goodbye there. Good anticipation on the part of Tony Harris.
I think that he's offering token resistance there. In fact, none at all.
So it's a 5-0 run to start off the third quarter here for Swift. Agustin being confronted by Joy Estrada.
Agustin draws it inside, ended up being bumped upon entry. Troy Estrada trying to ask the official, what did he do? But it will stick, his first personal foul. Any areas of adjustments for both sides, Dr. J?
I think Swift, you know, when they got a big lead, they thought that they could continue to go to the type of either a pick and roll or a one-side type of offensive game, no, and not have screenings or motion offense. And that hurt them when they began to miss as San Miguel began its comeback. On the part of San Miguel, I thought they were a little bit tentative in many shots. And they themselves were using a lot of the clock too much on the outside. That's why they were forced to take some long ones when the shot clock was winding down on them.
So those small little things bringing about the result of the first half, which saw Swift barely on top, 45-43, and as you mentioned, a very low-scoring first half.
Well, Harris asking his teammates to keep on moving.
He's in a wrestling match with Agustin. Distrito gained speed. He cut up the inside, released it with 2 seconds remaining on their shot clock. 2 minutes going by us here.
Started putting a lot of pressure on Agustin, making him work hard to try to bring the ball up to their own front court.
Agustin with a shifty drive, forced. He was clawed by the defense there.
Well, Harris reading his move very well, went backdoor on that play and forced him to throw up a poor shot.
Don't forget, we're in the third quarter, and when we come around for the third quarter, we'll have our close-up shot of the day as well as our winners in our PBA Fuji YKL promotion coming your way in just a very short while. Distrito back to Harris. 9 on the shot clock. Distrito sees an opening again. Still can't get it to go in.
Same play on the previous trip down for Rudy Distrito. He has had very little success with that, just like in the opening stages of this ballgame.
Only 2 field goals so far for the Destroyer. First 2 points coming from the free throw line. All of his 6, in fact, coming in the first quarter. Travis, he's starting to see an opening. The shot no good. Harris checking downstairs. He was going to step on anybody. Up, and away.
Asaytono is now in double figures. Distrito helping Travis up. Travis still talking to the referee there.
Asaytono with a grand sum of 11, matching his jersey here. 8 minutes, 50 seconds left. Caidic 3. He sidestepped. Harris thought it was for a foul. Let's see what's the call.
A 3-second violation called against Travis downstairs.
He was anticipating the first release quickly of Caidic. Caidic changed his mind for a moment as he tried to shake away Harris.
Yeah, he saw Harris coming, and Harris was sliding, so he could not really take a good shot. Harris pushing off against Agustin, and finally there's a steal. Oh!
And Agustin and Harris get entangled. It's in the hands of Nelson Asaytono. Harris and Agustin talking with each other, but nothing really more.
Nice steal by Caidic.
Ooh, banging bodies falling to the deck. Asaytono with a personal foul, his 4th.
The whole San Miguel Beer team up in arms, not because of this play, but because there was some extra movement there between Agustin and Harris after they got entangled in the backcourt.
52-45 is the current score with 8 minutes and 11 seconds remaining. Here's Agustin. Estrada applying a defensive hand. Downstairs we go to Tang. The ball rolls away. Tang gets it safely to Meneses. Presence of mind to pass off.
On the part of Alvin Teng. Okay, 52-47, 5-point lead here for Swift. 7 minutes and 50 seconds left. Third quarter of play.
Harris again going to that slow, lazy, deliberate dribble, trying to wait for the right moment to pass off or start his drive. Norman Black yelling for a palming violation. Estrada is free inside the three-point arc. The two-pointer from the corner.
It was so big for them because they have been deliberately leaving Estrada alone. They're trying to challenge him to make points, and he hit a long one from about 20 feet.
I was noticing Estrada during the warm-up going into the second half. He was really trying those shots.
Because he was probably told by the coach that he was going to play.
And he's accustomed to the fact that nowadays he must hit that shot.
Because if not, he becomes a weak link in the chain of the offense that they have. No, he's never a weak link on defense. No?
That's a very good point, Dr. J. 7 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Oh, Travis with a sneak-in job.
He should have three-pointer there.
On its way!
Harris with a look there. That is also Tyrone May's favorite spot on the floor in this Coliseum. They seem to always make that. And Travis taunting the bench of Swift a little bit with that three-point shot. The lead is down to 2.
Ganun ba yung sinukatan pa ng konti, Dr. J? Asaytono! No siree. Troy Estrada picking it up. The destroyer, one fake, one shot, no bucket. Travis colors the rebound. San Miguel with a chance to tie it up.
Well, Distrito is 0 out of 3 in this quarter. He and Solis are having problems scoring. Distrito trying for a steal, comes up with a foul.
Rudy Distrito comes out of that play with his third foul. In terms of team fouls, Swift already with 3, San Miguel an immaculate slate in that department. Solis steps in, pulls out Distrito. 6:19 to go. Sorry, Dr. J.
Meneses also coming in for Asaytono, who had to leave because of 4 personal fouls. But Yang Diao is having problems getting scoring from his guards, which is his biggest advantage,
yes,
against teams.
Allan Caidic starts his drive. He'll draw the double. It's a short pass. Allan changing his mind at the last moment. Lots of time on the shot clock. Banks it.
Can't give a shooter that open area, and Swift will have to call a timeout.
Some holes have to be patched as far as the Swift defense. Score stands 54 all. 5 minutes 56 to go. Harris trying to regain possession after that miss. San Miguel doing a better job on the boards here. Travis thought about it. Agustin challenges Ria Lubit.
Yes. That's a very difficult shot with a big man's hands on top of you. And San Miguel takes the lead after a long while. I think since the start of the first quarter.
Yes, 9-0 run. Offensive foul.
He put that elbow in the face of Agustin. I think that's a good call. He put the elbow on, and Agustin was down on the floor there as he's trying to post up.
Here's the second look. We shall try to catch.
Try to see him come off that screen. Now, watch that elbow here. Although Agustin also makes sure that he rolls with it. He sees it coming, he rolls with it. And
baka SOS Devil dati yan. Stuntman dati ito si Renato.
Third personal foul of Tony Harris in that play. 14 fouls called against Swift.
Pass. Caidic free for a 3.
Yes! And San Miguel 12-0 run. Now third three-point shot for Allan Caidic. 5-point lead for them.
Troy Estrada trying to start a reply. San Miguel now on top after tying up the count at 54.
Are they confident or are they not? A 13-0 run gets them a 7-point lead now, Seth. And all of a sudden, the Beerman's fans are alive while Swift has fallen into a stupor here.
Illegal defense call. Let's take a look at our close-up shot of the day, brought to you by Close-Up Toothpaste. This is Eileen Araneta Reyes. I understand from our staff that she's the sister of Alex Araneta. And this lovely lady emerges as our close-up shot of the day, brought to you by Close-Up, shiny white teeth, fresher breath. And she gets a gift pack to close up as well as a chance to party at Faces, the Premier Party Place. We have some friends from Faces who are here with us tonight. And we're happy that they could join us here. Great game they're watching together with you. 61-54 is our count now. 4:22 remaining.
Well, that technical foul shot went in, so it's now 61-55. San Miguel caught for illegal defense. Distrito back into the ball game for Estrada. And we have Ravanes coming into the ball game replacing Agustin. And Solis is 0 out of 8 tonight from the field. And that's what's really hurt Swift in this ball game.
Feeling a bit of the frustration.
I think they're really pressured. They're playing a very pressure-packed game. You know, earlier San Miguel was playing poorly. They had a 10-point lead, but when San Miguel put the pressure, it was very difficult for them to respond, although we're only in the third quarter.
61-55, as Dr. J pointed out. Travis falling.
Travis is trying to do too much at this point, you know, instead of getting the offense of his teammates who have been contributing well.
61-57, 3:37. Of course, the locals, big portion of the score contributed by the locals, as you mentioned. Meneses lost control, tries to regain it. A whistle. Meneses with a push. Vergel with his first foul, but this is going to be Swift's fifth as a team. Nothing for San Miguel. A timeout is taken by San Miguel Beer with 3 minutes and 25 seconds to go in the third. Oh, this quarter is going by us very quickly. Looked as easy as ABC 1, 2, 3.
Well, it just shows the inattentiveness of the defensive man. At the same time, Harris has 3 personal fouls, so he wasn't going to risk giving up another one here in the third quarter.
Oh, steal. Travis. Distrito trying to stay and stick with him. Turnaround. Easily done.
San Miguel has the better of the run here in this quarter. They have now an 8-point lead, 2:50 left. Swift struggling to try to look for its points, trying to set and call up a play. They've had that problem. And obviously San Miguel, that's the first team foul, first foul of Rabanes. They've got a lot of give here to end this quarter.
San Miguel really tightening the screws here and even outgunning Swift in the last 5 minutes.
18-3, and that's big margin. Look at the double team. Harris finally losing it.
Distrito. I thought he'd crash into our camera over there. 3 won't go. Rebound battle. Harris winning out. Lead pass to Solis. He will get a layup. First 2 points of Solis.
Yes, and he had to come from a layup. He was 0 out of 8 previous to that attempt. No? So he's 1 out of 9 from the field in this ballgame.
Allan Caidic. Solis is all over him, but Tang is there inside. Short stab, nowhere to go. Art de la Cruz has it, beats Harris to it. Here's Travis, uncorks a 3. No siree. Rebound. It's a toss-up. Caidic stepping back. Cha-cha-cha. No.
Hell no.
Travis.
I think they just may have made a mistake in the call, and he was corrected by referee Chua. It hit Travis, and Travis knew it.
But Travis was already celebrating, Dr. J.
He intimidated the referee in that play. Here it hits the foot of Travis, goes between the legs of Distrito on the way out. It's clear. Distrito even eating some of the popcorn of the mayor here.
Is it an official courtesy call?
You must think that's gum.
65-59, a minute and 40 seconds remaining. Yang Yao with that serious look of his. Foul on Rabanes, too close. But as you mentioned, Dr. J, a lot of fouls to get up. Second team foul, second on Rabanes.
Plus on the weak side, something happened there as Travis is given a warning.
Our imports, this particular batch, Dr. J, an intense lot, huh? They all want to
Speaks well of them.
Yes, they all want to win. By the way, talking of winning, Ken Redfield was our Gilby's guest player, best player earlier. He helped Pepsi create a 96-94 win in overtime.
San Miguel allowing an easy penetration there, pirouette for Vergel Meneses, 65-61.
There's Kenny Travis. There's Samboy Lim, back in the game, together with Fernandez. Travis, shot clock cut down to 6. The pass of Art de la Cruz blocked. It's in the hands of Ramon. Shot clock down to 2. He will take it, short. 4-point lead by the Beermen. Threatened seriously now.
But that's the way this game has gone, actually. Both teams have had their runs.
Ravanes giving up the foul, his third, had a hand on him on the ball, but also had a hand on Harris.
Third personal 13 foul for San Miguel Beer.
All of the fouls from San Miguel belong to Ravanes.
He's going to use them as long as it's not in the act of shooting. Norman, I don't think, will mind.
Yes. Distrito, short range, missed, tip in. Realubit.
Well, the big men of Swift have really played well. Realubit and Asaytono have played well. Like I said, what they've been lacking is the backcourt scoring, which usually is a very consistent thing for them.
Travis finally getting to go across the timeline. Samboy traveling.
Tried to force that play there on the part of Samboy. So 17.8 seconds left here in this quarter, and Swift has an opportunity to equalize on this play.
Naisip siguro ng ibang San Miguel fans dyan, ilang points na ba si Samboy? Only 2 points so far in this game.
Well, it came off a layup, remember?
Yes, that happened way back in the first quarter.
Correct.
Harris curling. Ravanes, the owner of the 4 fouls of San Miguel as a team.
5.6 seconds left.
This is a fast third quarter, Dr. J. Long three, out. Ravanes, desperation. 36 minutes go by us. We'll need 12 more. 3 hard-fought quarters have been played, and we expect nothing less as we unfold for you the final quarter.
Only one substitution, that's Ravena coming in for Ravanes for San Miguel Beer. Solis tries to drive hard on the inside. Well, Saldaña's also in there for Saldi Realubit.
Interesting that Ravenna comes in at this point, Dr. J.
Well, the idea is, of course, Ravenna takes over what Ravanes was doing to try to stop Harris from getting to drive in a lot, you know, try to put some impact on his team.
San Miguel with a significant comeback in the third quarter. Samboy.
Yes, and that's a 3-point shot at that. San Miguel has lived by that tonight, and they have a 5-point lead now.
Samboy Lim with a grand total of 5 points. As we mentioned, just 2 points at the end of the first half. Did not score or did not see too much action in third. A foul given up here. Samboy Lim emerging with his second personal foul. What caused the turnaround of San Miguel in the third quarter, Dr. J?
I think better defense, poor execution of the plays on the part of Swift, and then Caidic beginning to hit 3-point shots as well as Travis. You know, so everybody got going in that stretch while Swift was struggling to get the points. Harris, look at him, only 18 points, averages over 40 a game. Last year was shooting 60, 70 points, had 105 in one game. Yes, completely different year now. Not because his talents have diminished, just because the other teams seem to know how to play him better.
Victory by San Miguel here pushes them into the finals, Dr. J?
Yes, automatic, 12 wins. None of the other teams can get to 12 wins, so they'll be in first spot, firmly ensconced.
Santa Lucia.
Sitting like a king there, if they can win this one.
Santa Lucia got tripped earlier, losing to Pepsi 96-94. That happened in overtime. Travis arcing his control on the ball, then releasing.
Travis continues to wreak havoc on the defense of the Swift Mighty Meaties, who are suffering from Asaytono and Realubit sitting down. So I don't think you'll see them sitting down on the bench that long.
30 points by Travis in this game.
Solis wide open for the three-point shot, and if he doesn't hit that, then they'll never get back here. But he does, no, at this point.
Number 1 from Triple B zone, 10 and 10 remaining. 3-point game. San Miguel barely in front. Solis trying to stop Travis. Travis shaking off 3 defenders. Couldn't get it at the end of the line. Harris, short pass to Distrito, drops to the deck.
All those errors are certainly not going to help them. San Miguel a 3-2 situation. Samboy pulls up from the outside and scores.
If it doesn't work with those acrobatic inside shots, let's try it from afar, he seems to say.
Well, you know, his career, he's been known as a good medium-range jump shooter. Now, it's just that in the PBA, because of the man-to-man defense, he has also learned how to drive it hard to the hoop, where he can get a lot of high-percentage shots.
Harris starts his drive. It's a pass outside to Meneses. 2 on the shot clock.
And he beats the shot clock.
Yes, indeed.
He beat the shot clock.
San Miguel seemed to have done everything defensively there. Good formation. It's just that Meneses is so creative. Samboy taking offensive foul.
Samboy there. He was caught. He took off too early in that play, he said.
Yeah, Samboy, yes, he knew it. Ending up with his 3rd personal foul. Let's take a look at 2 different voyages.
Meneses brings it close and goes under defensive players. Samboy here gets away from Harris, but takes off too early, and there's no choice. Had to kick off against Vergel, who was trying to help out. So Agustin is back in for Ravenna, while Asaytono has also come back into the ball game.
Asaytono. Asaytono's production tonight, 13 points, 9 rebounds.
You know, whenever he has to sit it out, San Miguel has made the run, no?
Yes, Agustin missing, Asaytono another rebound.
So he has a double-double already in this ball game. He and Tony Harris are in talking terms tonight.
Yes. Sporting sweethearts here tonight, huh? You take it, buddy.
And Harris has been going to Asaytono on one side, strong side, you know. A 2-man isolation, strong side play for them.
San Miguel now falling behind by a point. They try now a set pattern here.
Travis asking for the ball, you know, he hasn't seen it for quite a while.
And Travis checking out the hardwood. Harris with the personal. That will be 4 on Tony Harris. Some changes coming for San Miguel. De La Cruz steps out. Ignatice is on the floor. Samboy Lim will go to the bench. Allan Caidic will return. Al Solis, look at that.
2 out of 10 from the field. It was 0 out of 8. 2 out of 10 coming here only in the second half of play. Does hurt them, but you know, there is still plenty of time for things to turn around.
His grand total, as we mentioned earlier, 5 points, 1 3-point shot in the corner, and that layup we had earlier. 7:54 remaining. Travis, no problem with the first.
He has played so well, and people have not really noticed that. Scoring-wise, already 31 points, and he has outscored Harris in this ballgame.
Two out of 2. Mr. Ricky Velez, our president, is in the middle of Mr. Sonny Barrios and Jim Bernardino of the PBA.
San Miguel retakes a 1-point lead at the 7:45 mark of the 4th quarter.
San Miguel within an illegal defense violation.
And that's the 2nd time that they will be charged with a technical foul called against them. Travis knew it, trying to run back to his place too late.
And a chance now for Swift to equalize the count, which now stands at 74-73. San Miguel, as you mentioned, with a 1-point lead, 7:40 remaining.
20 points in the ball game for Tony Harris. About half of his usual average. And they will have a fresh 25-second shot clock.
Almost whenever there's a 4, we've been tied. At 41, at 54, at 74.
Big number tonight.
Yes. 3rd deadlock. That was the 4th deadlock. Talk of coincidence. Vergel Meneses. Oh boy. Those exciting moves.
Meneses has 10 in the ball game, so averaging about 14 a match. Quite close to his average. His game has picked up. The big man of Swift had played pretty well in this match.
Caidic, short fake, and then drilling it in.
Harris already with 4 personal fouls. He could only look at that drive, but Allan Caidic, knowing that he can take Vergel also one-on-one with a good fake, got him out of the way quickly.
Ball game is tied up at 76, 6:46 to go. Solis deep right corner. Offensive clock down to 5, but it's taken away by the Beerman. Agustin on the attack. Lays it up. Agustin with a 15-point game. San Miguel's backcourt getting into the thick of things.
That's been their strength. Caidic has scored, and so has Samboy in this second half of play. 2-point lead here for the Beermen. Swift having problems with that defense of the Beermen. Long one here by Harris.
You were telling us earlier, Dr. J, that the three-point shot seemed to have been on vacation for quite a while.
Harris is trying to get it back, you know. I mean, I think he'd give up anything to get it back.
It's back in town, hitting that three-point shot. His second. Caidic free for a 3. Up, out. Swift has a 1-point lead with 5:45 to go, 79 to 78.
Another down the wire finish for us here. Isolation play, and Saldana coming to the strong side, but you know, there's just movement, but they want to isolate Harris. Another 3-point shot off the mark. Asaytono tries to save it.
The volleyball game. Harris with 2 seconds on the shot clock. Asaytono has no ball to work with. Agustin trying to secure it. He's banged. It goes to Caidic. Caidic with a great pass. Great pass.
That's teamwork being displayed by San Miguel.
Beerman will use one of the remaining 4 timeouts. Swift has 4 to go. 5:16 to go. Beerman back on top. 80-79. 5:16 to go, 80 to 79. By the way, our semifinal round second phase continues. We have games on Friday. Pepsi plays San Miguel in our opener. Swift against Pure Foods in our main game. Jimmy Javier and Jim Kelly take care of the first game. Butch Maniago, Quinito Hansen take care of game number 2. Short of staff.
A big bucket here for Terry Saldana, and that gives a 1-point lead to Swift.
A nip and tuck affair has ensued here in the 4th quarter. Coaches on your screens. Travis. Yes. Now, by the expressions of the faces of the coaches, you can sort of tell that, you know, it's getting harder and harder to win here in the PBA.
Yes. Coaching has improved. A lot of new techniques being displayed. Players have also improved their, you know,
individual talents, yes. Ato Agustin with a steal!
And an easy layup here for Agustin, so it's now a 3-point lead for San Miguel with 4:08 left in this ball game.
Here's Tony Harris. Solis free for a 3. Not one of those nights for Al Solis.
And he's been forcing it, you know. Once you don't have it, if you're forcing it, you don't get yourself into good position to get a good shot. Then you're having a problem. Nice steal by Harris. And a foul called against him, and that'll be his 5th. Harris was really very displeased with that call.
And he's so livid.
Looks like a good steal here. And causes his 5th foul. There will be a timeout called by San Miguel.
3:47 to go, 84-81, 3-point lead by the Beermen. Welcome back. In just a short while, we will have our 3rd and last question in our PBA TV trivia quiz. Stay tuned for that. Meanwhile, this game reads it's a 3-point lead for the Beermen. Make that a 5-point lead, 86 to 81, as Kenny Travis continues to hit the hoops. 36 points for him. Time down to 3:18. Al Solis. Tony Harris wanting to take over the game. Gets it back, scores.
Instead, they're trying to go to a high percentage shot. Tony wants to post up where he feels he has the advantage. 3-point lead here for the Beermen.
Swift may have to go to him here in the stretch.
But they have to play defense first on the other end. They've
That's
got to
correct.
stop San Miguel from scoring, because if not, it'll be really useless for them.
Shot clock cut down to 5. Travis takes
Ooh.
care of it.
Travis has played a game here, huh?
Giant game, 38 points. Allan Caidic was briefed there, but Allan said, it's all right, you got it.
As long as you get it, you know.
Agustin and Harris continue with their waltz. Solis gets a layup.
Big one there on the pick and roll play. Solis deciding to go straight to the hoop. Travis again.
Here's Agustin. Travis is trying to post up. The shot clock cut down to 11. Agustin, no. Tang, climbing over everybody. Nasa last 2 minutes na tayo, mga kaibigan. Ito'y atin sa inyo ng Emperador Brandy.
Fresh 25-second shot clock. Down to 20 here for the Beermen. They're still on top by 3.
Dito na po tayo sa totoo, Emperador Brandy. And that fresh 25-second shot clock gives them the luxury of setting up once more. Caidic pulls up swiftly. Tang had a hand on it, and another 25-second shot clock for them.
Well, because of the scrambling defense being employed by Swift, really leaves them not too many rebounders there.
Agustin calls out a play. Travis triple.
Yes!
Oh, a giant one.
Yes!
Yang Yao wants to call a ceasefire. Look at this giant three-point shot coming up. A set play called by Agustin. Timeout taken. Long one, Dr. J.
A 30-footer there by Rudy Distrito. You know, they have plenty of time to shoot a three-point shot, but Rudy Distrito took one about 28, 29 feet away from the basket. And he has cut the lead down to 3. Timeout situations left. Swift 2, San Miguel 3.
A shocker there by Rudy Distrito.
Oops, almost a steal there.
Downstairs, knock, knock, it's time.
Big gamble on the part of Saldaña to rush out for that steal.
Less than a minute. 93-88, 5-point game. San Miguel is in front. Hoping to get the first final seat here. Solis quick 3.
That might be the end for Swift, that try. Although there's still plenty of time here, 44.2 seconds left.
Yes, Dr. J, and a timeout is taken by Norman Black. 93-88, 5-point San Miguel lead, 44 seconds remaining. Back with us quickly. San Miguel in possession. 14 seconds remaining on their shot clock. That much time remaining. 5-point lead. Dignadice.
Yes. And that would be the last nail in the coffin, as you would say. Now a 7-point lead to 21 seconds left. 21.1 seconds left. Agustin drive and draw here. Handing off to Ives Dignadice, who puts the clincher into the hoop. San Miguel entering the finals.
Yes.
One more time for them. A foul on Agustin.
Dr. J, now what happens to the rest of the tournament? Swift will now drop to 10 and 7.
Well, you see, you're looking now at possible 11 wins for the other teams. Santa Lucia can do that if they beat San Miguel, but they don't really have to, because they already have the 5 of 8 stuck under the belts. Pure Foods and Swift still have the chance to get to 11. Of course, Swift has to beat Pure Foods, but if Pure Foods beat them, Pure Foods has to beat Pepsi, and there will be that playoff between them and Santa Lucia.
And a big game coming this Friday. A big date. Pepsi against San Miguel on the first game. Swift against Pure Foods in the main event. Harris. Travis knocking it away.
Travis getting the better of the matchup tonight, and Harris will foul out.
Just rubbing some salt on the wounds now, Dr. J.
Harris, 6 fouls.
And Iris congratulates San Miguel Beer. Sporting of him.
He's always done that.
So it's not a replacement.
He's fouled out a couple of times this year also. The imports have fouled out a lot. Travis has done that in the first 2 games of this semifinals, which they lost.
And so San Miguel continues with its mastery of Swift.
Yes, it's that way. The same way that Pepsi continued its mastery over Santa Lucia earlier.
Dribbling violation.
Yves Dignadizi rather introducing a new dribbling method here in the PBA. A popping violation.
San Miguel will just be waiting. Last 2 games for them unnecessary.
So San Miguel Beer marches into the finals. 95-89 is the final count.